Okay, hi everyone, and maybe it's a great advantage to be the last couple of slides, so I have your attention. How are we doing, everyone? Not by that response, I don't think so. Anyway, so Breakthrough is a campaigning and a movement building organization, and we use technology, media, arts, and community mobilization to stop violence and discrimination against women and girls. Board the Bus was our campaign against sexual harassment in public transportation that happens very rampantly in Delhi. And this is some of the dismal figures that we found before launching the campaign. 95% of the respondents that we spoke to, women especially, are not comfortable using public transportation in Delhi. So what did we do about it? The problem was buses are seen as unsafe, because of which there are lack of female commuters, because of which more women don't feel comfortable to use the public transport. So just to give a little context to what we did. This is our theory of change for anyone else who's interested in going a little deeper. What we did, we asked women on 8th March this year to board the bus, claim public space, and the action was a demonstration at Connaught Place on 8th of March, symbolically, and mass bus boarding. A lot of it was driven through social media, through a very funky game, which I'll show you a little later, and to a certain extent, government advocacy, which we did with DIMTS, that is the Delhi Integrated Multimodal Transport System. I hope I got that correct. So the government came on board looking at the social media transport and social media dissemination, and I'll tell you a little bit more about what we did with the government. These were the goals of the campaign, essentially to decrease harassment on buses and to get women to use public transportation more. A little bit on online, we had a really funky game, which essentially the idea was to engage users more and get them to get to see what was the last time they boarded the bus, in future, what would prevent them or encourage them to use public transport. This would mean you would invite your friends, your larger communities, through which Breakthrough would build this larger network of individuals, right? Through social media, some of the examples that were out there, and we'll be sharing impact a little later. Through radio and to traditional media, pushing people to contribute and talk to us about the instances that they might have faced. So extensive use of a community radio-based platform, as well as commercial radio to get people to talk and open up about their experiences with sexual harassment. On the ground action, flash mob, and this fantastic event culminated with the government giving us 2 free buses to board, which Breakthrough and a lot of other women actually boarded. And an interesting observation which I had as a practitioner at this particular event was social media actually drove 50% of footfalls on the ground. So a lot of people who actually came for the event had seen some communication on social or mainstream. So that for us was a huge difference from what we had experienced before. And yes, the DIMTS is on board, and we are trying to work with them to close the loop in terms of larger advocacy. So this was a huge success story for us in terms of how social media and an effective combination of social media and community mobilization can actually push forth advocacy. So what we're doing with the government now is building on a program to make Delhi buses more safer, implement a more effective reporting mechanism when harassment happens in buses and things like that. So, yep, that's just the impact. Impressions to Twitter, and interestingly, the number of people who came on the ground were over 2,000 thanks to implementation on social. Yep, without you telling me to leave, that's it. Thanks so much.
Thank you. And then last.